Hey guys, it's Double here, back again with another review, and today we are having a look at the Marvel Legends Thanos Build-A-Figure Wave Proxima Midnight. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, now as I said before, today we are having a look at Proxima Midnight. She is part of the new Thanos Build-A-Figure Wave, which is being released to promote the new Infinity War movie. Well, part 1. I hope part 2 comes out this year. That'd be a total blue balls teaser. But nonetheless, this figure does, of course, come with a Build-A-Figure piece because she is part of a Build-A-Figure wave. Well, not everyone in the Build-A-Figure wave comes with a Build-A-Figure piece, that's for sure. But she comes with the main one, the torso. Overall, not bad. I wish he was a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit cooler looking. But it's got the ab crunch, it's got the hinge for the neck there, and then it's got the little crotch stumps, in other words, the hips, and a waist cut. And this, he's got a butt flap, so yeah, that's always cool. But that is that, and she also comes with one other accessory, and that is her staff here. Alrighty, so looking at her staff, I just chose to move her out of the way for your convenience so you can actually see the thing. Now, this thing was warped as balls when I pulled it out of the package, so that's kind of not cool. But, you know, I was able to heat it up and get it relatively decent compared to what it was worse than this. Basically, I grew a pair and hung it over the the heat duct for about 2 minutes and just dipped it in there like a fork, and you know, just tried to straighten the blades out. It sort of worked. Not too shabby, I must say, for my first heat job. That was somewhat successful. I'm gonna work out a little more later. It's a little warm for the heat to come on, so I gotta wait till tonight to do that. But nonetheless, it's got a nice thick handle so she can hold it, and a nice, I don't know what this is. This thing must have 4 blades on it or something, but I'm curious if this actually shoots something, because typically if there's an arrangement of blades like that, it shoots something, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see in the movie. But with that being said, let's get on to her articulation. Alrighty, now looking at Midnight's articulation here. Kind of like that abbreviated name. I think I'm going to roll with that. She actually has one thing I'm going to point out first. She has a double jointed elbow. I'm sure this is going to make all the ACBA guys cream their little panties when they see that, but I personally don't care. Would it be nice to see this on maybe some of the larger females? Absolutely. I could see him redoing a Valkyrie with these kinds of joints, but I'm not going to get used to it. I'm not going to ask for it. I'm fine with what they give us for articulation. It's a lot already. Putting this on a female figure, in my opinion, is just more stuff to break. So, while this figure is not fragile in the slightest, it's just not something I necessarily need to sleep at night. Unlike some people. So, with that being said, her head will rotate. It will look down. She's got a really stiff neck peg, which is always nice, and it can look up a little bit. Her hair is pretty soft, actually. I was expecting it to be much harder, but, you know, whatever. Her head sculpt, though, let me try and focus in on that. She's not exactly the prettiest lady I've ever seen, but definitely looks like she'd rip you a new one if you ticked her off, so I wouldn't advise that. But the head sculpt looks nice. Looks, well, I can't say I remember seeing her in the trailer, but it probably looks like the movie pretty close anyways. Her shoulders will move out. This one, I think, moves out about the same, even though it's got the shoulder pad here. Yeah, it moves out about the same. It looked like it moved out a little more, but this one is a little bulked up because the details on the outside, but that's okay. Rotates a full 360, swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows, so quit your bitching. Swivel at the wrist with a hinge, diaphragm joint. Doesn't exactly move. Well, I stand corrected. It did move a little bit further forward than it was yesterday. And it does rotate, and it does kind of tilt a little bit. Hips actually move out a decent amount compared to some females. Move forward, move back. There's a little bit of gappage up in there, but that's not that big a deal. Thigh cut, double joint at the knee. Pretty smooth there. Hinge at the foot with a rocker joint. Now, I will say this foot moves pretty far forward. I mean, that's nuts compared to most things nowadays. Luckily, it's not like the Iron Man from the last wave, so shouldn't have any breakage problems. But yeah, really nice, really nice. I dig it. So with that being said, let's get her weapon back into her hand, and we'll do some quick size comparisons. Alrighty, now here she is next to the standard Pizza Spidey body and, well, semi-standard Bucky Cat body. As you can tell, she is pretty tall. I'd say she's probably between 7 and 8 inches. I think she even rivals the Thanos Build-A-Figure of the wave, so pretty decent-sized figure for what you're paying for, anyways. Moving on to some more size comparisons. And here she is next to the comic book version of Thanos, in case you wanted to put her with that figure. I think it kind of works. I don't see us getting a comic book version of this character for a little bit, so this is a nice fill-in. And with the Black Dwarf Build-A-Figure just announced last week, we'll have a couple of goons to hang out with Thanos, so it's nice that he's a little bit taller than she is. I kind of want Black Dwarf to be taller than Thanos. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And last but not least, here is Proxima Midnight next to every other figure in the wave that I've reviewed so far. And don't expect to see any reviews of anyone else other than the Build-A-Figure. Maybe Spider-Man, but yeah, I'm cutting back on the Marvel Legends. I'm not going to review them all, but maybe I'll do it if you guys ask nicely. So pop a comment in below if you want to see the reviews of the rest of the wave. So overall, final thoughts on this figure. I really like it. Aside from the weapon being bent to hell out of the package, which is an easy fix if you have a heat duct that omits 666 degrees per second. The figure itself is really nice. The double jointed elbows are a nice change from the standard single joint with the swivel, but I don't mind the single joint with the swivel, so that's neither here nor there. But the original sculpt and the fact that it is a new character and can kind of work with your comic figures is something really cool to see, and I have to say I can't recommend this figure enough. I have to give it a perfect 10 out of 10, and for a movie figure, that's rare on this channel. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this review, and until next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment, and don't have a brain fart in the middle of your outro. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.